The next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. The Texas boy himself, Mike Dimes.
What up, Mike Dimes? What up?
Welcome to the show, man.
Chilling.
Excited to have you here.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Haven't been in New York in a minute. It's
For
been
real?
like probably 6-7 months.
What were you doing the last time? Was it the last project promo?
Nah, I think the last time I was here was for a show when I was with Earth Gang.
Okay, word.
Yeah.
How was tour?
Man, long. That was long. I mean, it was amazing. It was a blessing. I was traveling with my friends, you know.
Yep.
But I learned a lot, but it was a long process, you know.
What do you feel like you learned on that tour?
I learned patience, learn, you know, my ego went down a little bit, you know. It's not all about me all the time. It's about breaking bread with other artists around you and working as a team cohesively. Taught me that to always be open and not just, it's all about me.
You got humbled a little bit.
Yeah.
Why did you get humbled? Like, what happened?
I mean, I was with Earth Gang.
Oh, well, of
with
course,
Denzel
yeah.
first. With Denzel first, he's hype. So I went from my own tour, my own Texas tour, let alone. So it's kind of starting off on my own horse. And then I went with Denzel, which is like hype anyway.
Yep.
And then I went to Earth Gang, and it's like their crowd's more serious, and they want a show. And I was young on tour, so I don't know. I had to learn how to actually put stuff together as a show, not just go out there, you know, wild out and just jump
Press
around.
play and shit, yeah.
Like don't just run out there and move my hair and shit, you know. I gotta be an actual artist and give the people who don't know me a show and make them tap into me. You know?
You felt like by the end of the tour you found your groove with that?
Kinda. I feel like there's still more I could learn, but that tour taught me to never go in as you could just act like everybody know you. You need to put effort into everything you do, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Was that the tour that Pope Baby was on? Was he on that one too?
Yeah, he popped out.
Pope Baby was on a couple of the shows
He
on
was
that
in
too,
Atlanta
right?
with us. He was in Miami with us, I believe. That man crazy. He be dancing.
Yo, he's funny.
Yeah.
He told me a story about how he felt like he actually felt, that was like the first time he felt like a rapper.
Yeah, he said that.
If you watch the interview that I did with him, he told this story about how he tried to bring a girl from the show back to his hotel, and he had his mans pretend to be his security guard, check her ID downstairs and everything.
Yo, it's probably his DJ.
Yeah, it was probably.
Yeah, he was like 2 inches shorter than me, so he looked huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Shout out, Poe Baby, man. Well, I'm glad tour went well, you know. But I think it's cool because I feel like that's also why like you get these experiences, so you can like go on this tour and you learn like, oh shit, like I gotta change something. You know what I'm saying? Not that there's anything wrong, but like I just gotta grow and do some other shit. Yeah.
Artist development.
Right.
You know.
Is that kind of did when it came to, you know, because I'm sure there's gonna be a tour following the Texas Boy project, but like, is that kind of like, are you thinking about that now going into this project and what to follow too?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to my team. Since the '80s and Epic, they kind of make sure I prepare way ahead of time for what we got going on. So we got the tour for, you know, later in the fall time.
Right.
That's coming up, you know, with some special guests and that people will be excited to see. So.
Tight. Well,
Yeah.
Texas Boy, right? So Texas Boy, by the time people see this is out, right? So go stream that. With this project, man, like, how do you feel like, what's different from this project than the last one, first of all?
A lot. I'm kind of nervous about it. I was nervous because I mean, like in Dimes We Trust, it was I was at a more shy side, you know, monotone. And that way every track is just like one sound, like one voice. It was like straight rip through, like because like cutthroat. So as I go in because that's all I was comfortable putting out there.
Yeah.
And on this project, I don't know. I think I kind of grew up and like evolved more. So it's like I'm more expressive. I'm more confident to show different sides of me, not giving a fuck about the opinions of X, Y, and Z. It's just more about my growth. And I'm showing my own personal growth finally to the world.
Right.
And it's kind of like, because like, you know, we artists, we give it out there for them to judge, but Like Erykah Badu said, I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my shit.
Right. Is this like? Do you feel like this project right here? Is this obviously it's called Texas Boy? Is it like super, like Texas influenced? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say, right? Like, is it like? Are we gonna get like a lot of like Texas features on here? Like, what's kind of like? What was the thought process behind the whole Texas Boy?
The Texas Boy aspect was, I mean, it's very Texas influenced, but it was about my story about Texas Boy. Cause I'm a military child, but I always ended up back in Texas in different parts. You know, I've been around Houston, I've been around Dallas, I've been around San Antonio, the most recent one in like Austin. So it's like all them coaches I seen, and my influences that I seen, like from my parents coming here together and bringing their influences to my ears while me being heavily influenced on Mike Jones and Paul Wall. So I'm hearing all these different voices, and then I start getting into like the East Coast. So it's like all that while I'm in Texas, I'm just telling those stories about how that came about.
Right.
Really, instead of just basing it all off of, you know, the wood grain. There's a couple of those songs in there, and there's a song about San Antonio in there. There's a song with, you know, the Big X to plug the Maxo Cream, and I got a shout out to Houston OG,
crazy too,
Ron C. Yeah, appreciate it. We got Ron C to do the intro for me.
Nice.
You know, to amp it up a little bit and feel more Texas bass. So it's Texas influence, but into a new school like way, like, you know,
right?
Some like a new style of Texas. If that makes sense.
I feel like what I've noticed with a lot of Texas artists lately, and at least being a New Yorker, right, is like I feel like a lot of the projects that y'all been putting out, whether it be like you, Big X, even Maxo, so on and so forth, like everything's kind of been like super Texas based.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it really feels like Sauce too. Like everything has been feeling like, okay, like not saying that y'all never did that before, but it felt like now it's like, okay, like everybody's like super duper like, okay, we from Texas, we gonna be on Texas based projects and we gonna be proud of that.
Yeah, and there's like, I don't know, there's a lot of artists in Texas. Texas is huge. And there's like a lot of different artists, and there's a lot of different sounds that people aren't familiar with that are surrounded in Texas. And I feel like mine is just the one of like millions out here, because I know a lot of people like Southside Hoodlum from San Antonio, and the Big X and the Kenny B's of Dallas and Splurge and all. They all have different sounds that's all Texas to us, but to everybody else is like, I never heard that type of sound in Texas. You know, it's like it's like so many different branches on the tree.
Right.
Yeah.
So who else you got on the project with you? You mentioned Big X, obviously, you know, off the porch song.
Yeah, Maxo.
Yep.
OG Ron C.
Yep.
Dro Kenji, Southside Hoodlum from San Antonio.
Yep.
Wiz Khalifa, Joey Badass, and Denzel Curry.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, the Denzel feature, obviously, but Joey. So, like, how are you and Joey connected?
It was crazy. My shout out to Barry, my manager, and David for putting it to works. But he came to the studio. Well, first I met him in Australia at a show, and we were just chopping it up. We clicked, and then he came to the studio in LA. Whenever Barry told me I wanted him on the track, pulled up, and we were just vibing out. He loved the song, so it was just, you know, it just like clicked. I was nervous, but he made it cool.
Why? Because it was Joey?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my reasons I started making music. Like, he's one of my biggest influences, him and ASAP and like Andre and all of them. But they one of the reasons I started making music. So when I met him, it's like, yo, I kind of know a lot about him already.
Yeah.
I don't know
like
what to ask him.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm kind of a fan first. So it was like weird, but I think I kind of grew up. He was cool, I was cool, and he was like, and it became like more of a, like, what's up, dog? Like, we just cool now.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that weird now to you too? Because it's like now you're just cool with like your idols too.
If I sit there and think about it, it is. But if I'm just not thinking about it and just going with it, it's like, okay, yeah, it's cool. So I just try to keep going before I sit there and be like, oh my God. Like, you know.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Well, speaking of like dope people who you've linked up with, Pharrell.
Yeah.
That was tight.
Yeah, it was cool. He was very, very down to earth. Like, it goes to a point you won't even look at him as if it's Pharrell. Like, he's just cool. He's just that chill. You just start talking to him, and he's just more of an artist. So you just like, I don't know. He's a different type of person. It's weird. It's weird how his energy is just so. it's just contagious. So you just naturally don't even. Am I making sense?
Yes,
you
I
know,
think
you have a poker face. I'm like, am I making sense?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That's my interview
Yeah.
poker face. My fault, bro. My fault.
bro.
It's just I'm listening to you. I'm trying to figure out exactly what you're saying.
It's like his energy is just so.
It's just like organic.
Yeah, so
you
it's
know what I'm
like-
saying? It's not forced. It doesn't feel like he's
It's
forcing
like
the
a friend
conversation
I've known
with you.
for like a minute.
Yeah.
Even though he probably like, who is this guy? But it's like he just naturally in the room, like he just chill with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Was that like a studio link up or that was like an event?
One of his spots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You played him some music?
Yeah.
What'd he say?
He liked it. He was
Dope.
mean from what I seen. I think he was genuine about it. So
He might have a good poker face too. No, I'm
yeah,
playing.
might.
But did you guys get to work on anything or no?
Yeah.
Okay, a little
Yeah.
something. Okay.
I think like 2 tracks we got.
Okay. Now on this project or
Nah,
okay.
that.
Something in the
Yeah.
future. That's tight though.
Yeah.
How's that? You could say you got Pharrell tracks in the tuck.
Yeah.
Why didn't you put on this? Was it just too late?
More about I wanted to be more my fault, but I wanted to be more cohesive.
Okay.
I didn't want to just put it on there, you know.
Just to be like, oh, I got
Yeah.
Pharrell on the project
Yeah, it
or
wouldn't
whatnot.
never make sense.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm excited for this project. You know, I was thinking, because like when I was getting ready for this interview, I was thinking about how you came up in the TikTok virality, right? And something that I had noticed all throughout these years of doing these interviews, and especially during the pandemic when, you know, TikTok really was just kind of going crazy, is that like, I got to give artists who were on TikTok and got big off TikTok and who are still here today their flowers, because it's like, I think of all the interviews I did back then and how many artists didn't do or weren't able to continue doing what you have done and kind of level yourself up every time. Like I was going back on Zoom, like I was going back to some of my Zoom interviews like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, damn, like a lot of these like TikTok artists who blew up off TikTok. I don't like saying TikTok artists who blew up off TikTok aren't around anymore.
Yeah.
Right. So I think the one thing I want to ask you when I'm thinking about and looking at those old interviews is that, you know, you obviously, all right, cool, you blew up, right? After that, right, did you have like that moment where you're like, all right, now I gotta like show them?
I mean, I really don't feel like I like blew up that much. Like, I feel like, you know, I'm blessed at my position.
Right.
But I think I'm mostly tunnel vision on where I want to go.
Yeah.
So I don't really see. I'm more like just focused on the end, like my big goal. So this is all blessing.
Yeah.
But we still got more things to cover.
What's your big goal? You keep talking about
We're gonna
that.
have to see. It's gonna be when the time comes, everybody gonna see it. But right now, it's just they know the stepping stones.
Okay. But you already know what that big goal is in your mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Grammys and shit, all that.
No, I mean, yeah, that's for this realm. Yeah, for the music realm, I want to have plaques. It's less about the money, more about the work and ambition behind it, and love more than the money. But I want to like, you know, help out the world. I want to make like homeless rehabilitation centers and stuff.
That's
you know?
fire.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to do outside the music.
Yeah, I want to help everybody that don't have it, because it ain't like some people got too much of it. So, you know, we can always help other people get it.
Right. So one thing you want to do is like make or open homeless
I
rehabilitation centers?
Yeah, my mom is like social work background. My dad military background. So like I've been exposed to a lot of different cultures and stuff. So I want to help out not just one city, but like the whole everywhere I know.
Right, because I was gonna say, like, growing up in a military family and obviously doing the traveling that you did at such a young age, you were also like exposed to like, of course, different cultures, but like you see, like, especially in America, like how bad the poverty is in certain places. You know, like I think like here in New York is one thing, but then like my first time I went to Houston and I saw people sleeping underneath the tracks for the first time, like that was something I never seen before.
Everywhere got one. Like,
Yeah.
everywhere got this place.
So what else besides that do you want to do to help out? If there's anything in your mind off the dome.
I don't know. I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff that in the world that anybody can help out with. I need to do my research more on that, but I just know about mental illnesses and, you know, poverty backgrounds and stuff. So.
Okay, so you want to help out with like some mental health stuff too?
Yeah, like all those backgrounds.
Right.
You know?
Do you struggle with like anxiety or anything like that?
No, I don't get nervous. No. I mean, like, this is different, you know.
Yeah,
I said I was
yeah,
nervous.
yeah.
I'm kind of contradicting, but not really. I don't feel nervous. I don't care about judgment, so it's hard to be nervous.
Right. But I like how you want to do that too, because it shows that, like, you know, I think like it's sometimes people would be like, oh, I just want to do this for a tax write-off, but it's different when you actually care.
Yeah.
But it's also because you have that experience with seeing different things, which I feel like, you know, a lot of artists don't, because a lot of artists just kind of have lived in their neighborhood their whole time.
Yeah.
And they think like, okay, they gonna get back to their hood, which of course you should do. But then also like you think about all the other people out there who really also need the help as well too,
Yeah.
you know? Who are from the same backgrounds as you, or may not, or come from the same struggles or, you know, might be homeless or have mental health issues is like, they matter. You know, they matter too. And it's just dope to get back and shit.
Thanks.
So with this project coming out, man, right? So the project's out by the time y'all see this, right?
Yeah.
We got the tour later this year.
Yes, sir.
What else we got cooking?
We got merch. I know everybody for the past couple, I could say years now, been asking about merch, but you know, I'm actually trying to dive into that and give at least a couple, if not a lot of options for y'all to choose from on merch soon. Really around the same time as tour. We're gonna try to sell it digitally.
Digitally. Got it.
Yeah, digitally.
I got you.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do that, and we're gonna try to, you know, just make little items and I don't know, try to get into more skateboarding. Like, you know, Camp Billy, my crew was a skate crew at first, so try to make some skate products and all that too. And that would be cool.
That'd be tight.
Yeah.
Cause did you ever play with like the tech decks as a kid too? That was
kinda like on some like see what I want to try on the skateboard.
Right.
You know? I was just.
You still be skateboarding now too?
Not really. I started touring, so I didn't want to hurt myself.
I was about to say.
Yeah, but I do want to dive back into it. I'm about to say fuck it and just do it, you know?
Yeah.
So I can touch grass more. I don't want to just be caved in the studio, so I might just do it.
Right. I always because I used to skateboard in high school too, and whenever I see like the kids with they still got like the little VHS cameras and they do like the skateboard vids by the park, I get mad hype because I'm like, well, obviously, I know one of y'all got the VHS joint, right? I get mad hype when I see that. I'm like, oh, I'm glad to see like this shit is still like alive, because sometimes when you don't always see it in mainstream culture, like because skateboard isn't as mainstream as like it was 20 years ago, it's like, oh, you think it might be dead, but like it's cool that it's still alive and pushing and shit.
Yeah, about to say. We don't give a fuck. We gonna vibe. We gonna keep doing it. Like that's like what we like. That's our vibe. I don't know. I like mid-90s the movie. You know the movie. Yeah,
mid-90s is tough.
You ever seen Kids?
Yeah.
Like all those. Like I don't know. I love those type of films so much. And then I was a big fan of, you know, the old school Rob Dyrdek skate videos.
Yeah.
So all that was just, you know.
Did you ever play the skate video games?
Always.
Skate 4 coming soon.
I followed them. That's the only thing on Twitter I got in my search bar is Skate 4.
Skate 4.
Like skate, and I always click on them.
Yo, I'll be I think actually me and Poe Baby was talking about this too. We were talking about Skate 4.
Yeah.
And I was telling him, I'm like, bro, I don't want no microtransactions. I don't want no battle pass. I'm like, yo, just let me skate with my homies.
I want to play like the 4 to 8 lobby with your homies. You invite them all. That was like,
And Skate 2 and shit. I didn't like Skate 3. Skate 2 was my shit though.
Skate 3 was too janky. They started letting people do too much like hot flyer shit.
Yeah, it felt like too Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Like felt like, you know what? It's like when something gets like too mainstream. You know what I'm saying? It's
pop culture.
Pop culture, yeah. It's like Skate 2 is like Skate 2 is like the artist that you really love, that like is like your favorite artist, and he's still underground. Like, and you like, I knew that artist before they blew up. And then Skate 3 is an album where all they have is features on the project, and you're like, damn man, like he not hitting like he used to. But Skate 2 has my heart, and I like how how in Skate 4 they were like, oh, you could do like the community play and shit like that. I just don't want no battle pass.
They got the battle royale. I don't know how I feel about that.
No, they do a battle pass, or that they do the microtransaction.
They already. Remember they announced it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I don't know how I
won't be buying. I'm just gonna be skateboarding.
Facts.
That's it. We gotta do like a episode of On the Radar where it's just like all of us playing skate, like you, me, Poe Baby.
Come on.
That shit would be hard. I ain't gonna lie.
Let's do it.
And I think I had an artist on the show a while back. I forgot his name, but I think he even started his own skating team too. So that might be something you could do in the future too.
I don't want none.
You don't want none of that?
I don't want none. I don't even know one. He don't want none.
Who?
We skateboard for real. Hey, look.
No, I'm just saying you could start your own skating team.
Bro, never mind.
See, look, now he wants smoke because I said something.
Nah, I was making a joke about, like you say, somebody making a skate team, right?
Yeah.
I said he don't want none, you know?
Like
trash talk.
I mean, look, man, I think you should do it. If you're going to make the skateboard merch, you might as well make a skating team too.
Yeah, I was going to do that. Yeah, we started from a skate team.
Well, I mean, like now, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a professional skate team and shit.
Yeah, but like, Andrew, he about to start recording us. He need to start picking up the camera more. I don't know. I hope he start catching it.
Well, we
good at it. I'm playing.
Well, I'm looking forward to that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Congrats on this new project ahead of time. I'm sure people are gonna love it, man. Don't be in your head about it. It's gonna be great, man. They're gonna fuck with it heavy. Texas Boy out now, so make sure y'all go check that out. Cal, come ask your question.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Cal's Questions. Mike, my question for you today is, first of all, congrats on finishing this project, Texas Boy. It's about to drop. What was your favorite experience from recording the project?
Thanks, Cal.
Probably. I think whenever I went to California between my tour and with Denzel and Earth Gang, I started. I actually sang on the track for the first time, and that made me more confident. And like from that point on, that will really help scope the music that I like. It's not all singing, but it just like helped me be more confident in different pockets I enter once I started doing that. So that was like probably I forgot what you asked, but it made sense. I believe my answer made sense to what you asked, but yeah. That was probably the best, like the biggest one I could think of.
Word. Good question, Cal. Well, look, man. Texas Boy out now and Dimes We Trust. Also, been out. Keeps running that up. Before we get up out of here, anything else you want to let the people know where they can follow you at, all that good stuff? Now's the time to do it. This camera right here.
Texas Boys out now. I'm about to say 616. Texas Boy out now by Mike Don. Shout out to Since the 80s. Shout out to Camp Billy and shout out to Epic for, helping us and sponsoring the whole project. Appreciate y'all. Love you, fans. We on the tour soon.
There you go. Well, make sure you run up everything he has out now. Go run up Texas Boy. Tour on the way. Go follow him. Go show him some love. Go show him some support. Love is free. Support is free. But y'all already knew that. Till next time, Mike Dimes on the radar. We out. Bow.